Did you vote for the death penalty, or did you vote against the death penalty? You see, my great-grandfather, Robert Williams, was the first person to use the very chair that you're sitting in right now. Old Sparky. You know, the whole state was for execution until some legislators decided that they needed to seek more humane methods of execution. They felt that this was kind of cruel and unusual punishment. But it sure did the trick, don't you think, Dougie? I wish all the Spade County could see you executed tonight. In all reality, I should have locked you up and put the blame on you for killing those kids. But something came over me. Pity. I pitied you, Doug. I pitied you because you were young, stupid, and because you were an innocent bystander in the wrong place at the wrong time. See this gun? Your gun. The one used to kill Charlie Zaborski? You know, we had to make you think you were insane. I mean, you saw everything. I mean, you witnessed the Order's first resurrection. I mean, you nearly drove Spade County nuts with what you were talking about. I mean, I couldn't let you break the news that I was the new cult leader.
You're crazy.
We both know that Charlie Zaborski was killed by your buddy, Jeff King. And then you feared that Charlie came back to life and was somehow after you. But in reality, it was our leader, Paul Lansdale.
My friends are all dead because of you. You took my life away. You're mad, Sheriff. Is that all you care about is the suffering of others?
Only those worthless souls have no respect for the lives they've hurt. Until they've paid for their sins. Until I forgive them.
You think you're God?
This is real. I am real. I am not the sheriff. This is not the law. I am the ever-present balance of goodness and evil, of ecstasy and pain. I am the judgment that dictates life. And with the tome of souls in our hands, we will be complete. I am the judgment and the resurrection and immortality. I will not be playing God. I will be God. I'm Dr. Jonathan Alexander, a professional licensed psychologist with degrees from several prestigious universities, a BA, an MA, a PhD, etc., etc. I deal mainly in couples counseling, and I've written a number of books on the subject, among them Couples in Conflict, Couples in Combat, and the recently published Couples in Hell. All of them are about nipping bad relationships in the bud. What you're watching, obviously, is the story of two people absolutely so wrong for each other, but nevertheless they become involved and most likely end up together by the end of the play. A wonderful, neat little story we encounter in movies and plays again and again and again. And frankly, for my taste, I find such stories a bit trite, but, well, that's not important. What is important is that they are very misleading and does you, the audience, a great disservice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my professional and knowledgeable opinion that what you are watching is a train wreck about to happen. Look, I don't care how this play ends. This relationship won't and cannot work, and unfortunately, 2 years down the line, I am afraid that they are going to find that out. Now, I know what I'm talking about. I've been down the same road myself several times with the wrong partner. That's why I got involved in this line of work in the first place. Yeah, now, Phyllis and Bradley are two very, very troubled people, and if they had any common sense at all, they would get out of each other's lives just as fast as they possibly can. Let's start with Bradley. Bradley, just the name makes me shudder. I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? Angry, confused, whining. God, I hate to see a man cry. Certainly there are times when it can't be helped, like over the loss of a loved one, or when your favorite baseball team loses the World Series. But for the most part, it demonstrates a definite lack of confidence and control. Not really a desirable trait in man. And as for Phyllis, I myself would rather be run over by a semi-truck than get involved with someone like her. I mean, I have seen controlling women in my life, but she takes the cake. Strong, opinionated, domineering. I mean, she would rather live anybody else's life but her own. So, what are these two very troubled and contradictory people to expect from this sort of union? I mean, what's to happen after they're married? And up to their neck with kids? And house payments and car payments and school tuitions and insurance payments. And then they both realize that they're living lives of unfulfillment, unhappiness, and ulcers. The point I am making, ladies and gentlemen, is that life is not a play. You gotta get past the happy ending. I mean, for crying out loud, if two people aren't right for each other in the very beginning of a relationship, they haven't a prayer in hell of working it out down the line. Now, I will have more to say on the subject as the evening progresses. It appears that Bradley and Phyllis must have eaten and are on their way back, so I gotta go. Before the play is over, you'll have the opportunity to buy all 3 of my books out in the lobby. Thank you. I'm going.
From what you described, what we're probably dealing with is Matilda, trial version 33. If you hadn't infected me, I'd have had a better chance of treating you.
What would you have?
I don't know.
This is the only way to ensure your full
I don't know if I can even arrest the infecting agent.
Why not?
Because it is not a disease. It's a cure for a disease. It had failed all of its trials. We were scrapping the project. Look, the agent was designed to consume all form of disease, all signs of it, and it worked perfect. It worked too perfect. After all signs of disease were gone, it continued to consume its host, taking so much of the body with it that the brain converted to a primal form. The host began to consume to keep itself alive.
Consume what?
Flesh. One patient even began to devour his own arm. Look, we're wasting time. I have to go back to my lab. I have to analyze the tract mutation from body to body. I need a better blood sample from the escaped patient and from the person you contracted it with.
Everyone's dead.
The lab will have the escaped patient's blood.
The man was shot to death in his house.
Look, I just need you to go get me the blood sample. Now time is of the essence. You see, the disease can mutate within a matter of hours. Look, I'll begin my work. You don't have long.
Sure they didn't sneak a nuke aboard?
Positive. Oh, wait a minute. How can you be so sure?
Because there's no room. I mean, we've been over the blueprints, and there is no room. And besides, any radiation would spike the telemetry in the capsule.
And there are treaties against putting nuclear warheads in outer space.
Like that would stop
The
them.
international team found no sign of nuclear material when they searched that vessel.
Except the mono.
Wait, the what? The mono? What?
Monatomic hydrogen.
That's not nuclear.
No, but it's theoretically fissionable, and there's no reason for it on board that ship.
No reason that you know of.
Look, I helped design those rocket motors, and there's nothing on board that requires monatomic hydrogen.
Well, there's got to be a reason.
Yeah, but there's got to be a reason, but there isn't.
Maybe it's a gift.
What, for them? No.
You know, I'm really beginning to hate those guys.
Hey,
dude.
beware, mortal, lest they do whatever it is that they do.
Yeah, right. Hey, so you guys gonna be alright to clean up? Because I'm heading out of here.
Yeah, JD can clean up after Quinn.
Cool,
Thanks.
alright.
Hey! What? Check it out!
What?
It's their radio dice cup.
Yeah, we'll just keep it.
Wait a minute. They didn't finish their game, did they?
And?
Well, what if that cup was to fall into the wrong hands?
Could that hurt anything?
Well, it's like it's sitting here loaded, isn't it? Is there safety on it? I didn't think so. So technically, the best thing to do here would be to finish off their game. That way, no one can gain control of the universe.
Well, if it were to fall into the wrong hands, it might as well be
There you go. Say, JD, where'd they leave off at?
Well, they each played around, so it was tied.
Oh,
Horse
this
and
is
piece.
so not a good idea. You guys are gonna screw it up.
That's a real belly buster, Sheriff. I'm out.
I guess it breaks when you play Stone Williams.
You know, I thought you were a real hard-ass asshole like the media portrayed you as, but you're not such a bad guy. Speaking of breaks, I heard Doug Porter almost got his face broken.
Yeah. I stopped by Porter's today. He said he's leaving Spade County.
Good. I don't know why he stuck around Spade County for so long.
Where'd he go?
Doesn't matter. Sounds like he's miserable.
Wherever he goes, people are going to have it in their head that he's a murderer. Now that sick son of a bitch. He's got it in his head. He's living in this fantasy with demons, and at Charlie's divorce, he came back from the dead. Poor guy.
Hey, Sheriff, can I ask you a question?
True.
Why keep it up with this guy?
Keep it up.
You know, one minute he says that Charlie's murdered. Next minute he says Charlie's a zombie. You know, I wasn't there, but the evidence clearly states Charlie committed suicide.
His head clear off. I mean, you think today was bad? Charlie's brains and his skull all over the ceiling. Teeth in the carpet. He blew his eye clean out, intact. That was a hell of a night. You should have been there with us back then. It was a real trip. But you're right, Tucker. Fucking Doug Porter. I should kill that son of a bitch. You know, drink up. And deal the cards, because I ain't done taking your money yet.
It appears that Mayfield High School has been surrounded by the zombies who are munching down on cafeteria workers even now as I report this to you. The high school has been barricaded. We have sent in extra troops, extra officers, extra patrolmen. We're trying to reach the National Guard, but for some reason we cannot get them on the phone. Our town is being overrun, as I talk to you, by zombies drooling from the mouth with blood and gore and guts. Your children, do you know where they are? Because they are at risk. If someone knocks on your door and attempts to get in, don't answer it. It could be one of the living dead. It could be a zombie out to get you. Hammer down your windows. Nail down your doors. Get duct tape. Get saran wrap. Fortress yourself. Do not allow anyone into your entryway. Do not allow anyone into your home. Be sure that if you contact anyone, it is by radio, CD, phone, or the internet. But for God's sakes, do not leave your house. Do not risk being one of the walking dead.
You ain't gonna touch her. I won't let you. Leave my zombie wife alone. Never! The hell are you guys doing here? This is my job.
We didn't need you freaking out on us again, Hopkins.
Fuck you, Riley, you piece of shit. Call it, Larry.